Hello, and welcome back to Channel of the Living Dead. I'm Kenny Killingham, and today is a super special day for us here at CotLD. Behind me is a place that is very near and dear to my heart. It was called home by a hockey mask wearing madman with approximately 150 murders under his belt, and due to its gruesome history, it has been referred to by many as Camp Blood, none other than Crystal Lake. Camp Crystal Lake is a name that lives in infamy, the scene of a decades-long bloodbath and the final resting place for countless unsuspecting teenagers who made the fatal mistake of smoking weed or engaging in premarital sex within machete's reach of Crystal Lake's most sinister resident, Jason Voorhees. I'm at Burns Lake in Bay Minette, Alabama. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blow, was filmed on this very spot 34 years ago in the fall of 1987. It was shot under the false title, Birthday Bash, to minimize onlookers, and because Paramount was filming a non-union production, the cast and crew were basically in hiding for the duration of filming. There's nothing to mark it as having been in a Friday the 13th film, and even the current boat launch is not the same one that was shown on screen. 2 shell houses and several other structures were built on site, but didn't survive production for one reason or another. A shed was destroyed by a scene with Jason bursting through the wall, the pier was torn down in yet another shot, and one of the houses was disintegrated in an explosion on screen. The party house was sold and moved to a different location once production had wrapped. Here's the pier itself. As you can see, it's underwater. The pier that was shown in the movie was torn down, for the shoot. So I guess they built this and put in a new launch. Look out here in the water a little bit. It's pretty neat, it's underwater. It's kind of funny when we pulled up, there's a bunch of teenagers out here partying, and the sign I'll show you in a minute has TNA written on it. I just thought that might be kind of appropriate. All right, if you look back up that way, where our van sits, with the hood popped at that is where the family's house was located, the one that was blown up. And in this area somewhere was the party house that was shipped off, or it was sold and shipped off to a new location. Here's the lake itself. It's really a cool spot. I could see how it would be really creepy at nighttime, especially in that sort of mood, making that sort of film. Wish I could have been here all those years ago to check it out, me and May. Here's the sign I was talking about. Welcome to Baldwin County. TNA. I can't really read it through the camera. That's pretty cool. These 2 trees over here, I believe, were where one of the guys' body was found. I'm not exactly certain about that, but there was a V-shaped tree. I don't know if the 2 were growing together or if it was just, split 2 beside each other at an angle. That's possibly even it. I don't see any other V-shaped trees in the area. Like, this whole place is super tiny. It's crazy. They managed to shoot an entire film in such a small area. One of the kids I talked to at the pier said that one of his friends lives right down the way a little bit, and they heard the explosion when they blew up the house. So I thought that was pretty neat too. I would really like to go check out all of this, but I don't have my shoes and socks on, and I really don't want to go through all this snaky area, because I know water moccasins and alligators call this area home. So I'm good on that. Friday the 13th, Part 7 was initially conceived as a crossover film with Freddy Krueger, which, as we all know, didn't end up taking place until 2003, once New Line Cinema had acquired the rights to the Friday the 13th franchise. After repeated attempts, the 2 studios failed to come up with a workable film featuring 2 of the most recognizable names in horror. One of the screenwriters suggested moving in a different direction and having Jason square off against a teenage girl with telekinetic powers, a la Carrie. The shoot was remembered as having been grueling, often starting at 6 p.m. and shooting all the way through the night until 6 a.m. The cast and crew later recalled the area as wild and untamed, and being warned to watch out for alligators and snakes. Part 7 was the debut appearance of Kane Hodder as Jason, and features one of the most memorable kills of the entire series, which is even referenced in later films. It is also the favorite kill of Kane Hodder, and his opinion probably counts for something.
Man, what are you doing?
Other than Jason himself, the only other face people might recognize would probably be Terry Kaiser, probably better known as the titular Bernie in the 1980s classic and its sequel, Weekend at Bernie's. Here he is dying. And speaking of brutal murders, the MPAA has blood on its hands as well. The preliminary version of the new blood was much more graphic and gory before the MPAA took exception and forced the makers to cut out most of the fun stuff in order to receive an R rating and secure a mainstream release. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like and subscribe. I'm just thankful I was able to get this video made at all. The shoot yesterday ended up being something of a disaster. I had been planning this video for several weeks, and when the moment finally arrived, a tropical storm just happened to be rolling through all weekend. I had to study the weather and find a several-hour gap of decent weather, and I still had to stop shooting at several points due to rain. On top of that, our car battery died with us in the middle of nowhere, and us having our 3 kids with us. Several other things went wrong as well, so I'm just glad I managed to get a shot at all. Sorry about the shaky camera. I was pretty upset and nervous throughout the entire shoot. Once again, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Also, I would like to give a super special thank you to Patsy Klein, a friend of the channel, and very much appreciated at that.